Hey everyone, welcome back to the Rideshare Hub. It's me, Jacob. Before we get going with today's video, in case you didn't use a referral code to start driving for Uber, it's okay. I'm going to show you how to use a retroactive sign-up code right now so you can get your guarantee of up to $1,000. Woo! Here's what you're going to do. You're going to open up your Uber Drivers app. You're going to look at the top of the screen for either your picture or those three lines. Click there. Then you're going to click the Earnings tab. Next, click Help or the question mark. Then click Account and Payment. Next, click Referrals. Then click Invited Driver, report my missing or incorrect driver referral. Click Send a Message, and the invite code that you're going to use is JACOB 17756UI. Friend's name is Jacob Letman. Phone 307-349-7713. Email address is goodvibetribe222@gmail.com. And finally, the details, you're going to put my friend Jacob referred me to start driving for Uber. That's it. Send it in so you can get your guarantee of up to $1,000 to start driving with Uber. All right, you guys, so today's video, what I want to talk with you about is something that's really important, right? With Uber, it's been around for a little while now. People have gotten accustomed to it. If you say Uber, pretty much anybody, anywhere has heard of Uber. So what we've seen is an influx in drivers, and now we've reached a point where we've actually seen a driver decrease. And today we're going to be talking about 5 major reasons why drivers are quitting Uber. As we all know, if you drive, there's a lot of pros, there's a lot of cons. And basically, here, let's jump right into this thing. So number 1, not enough pay and expenses, right? So no matter what side of the argument you're on, you know, there's always going to be this argument of employers, employees, or contractors, contractees, however you want to look at it. And the employees, typically, there's always going to be people saying, we're not making enough money, right? Well, it's really true with rideshare driving. There are a lot of people, this is why reason why there's a lot of strikes, but when it comes down to it, you start to crunch the numbers, and the money's either there for you or it isn't. And that's kind of the black and white of it. And we're finding a lot of drivers quitting because the earnings just aren't there. And so some of the reasons for that are some people stopped working their 9-to-5 job to take on driving, and sometimes their lifestyle costs more than what you can make driving for Uber or Lyft. I kind of look at rideshare driving as like after expenses, like a $15 an hour job, which is not quite flipping burgers, but it's not extravagant. It's a means to an end for a lot of people and a way to pay bills. But at $15 an hour, you got to work a lot of hours. And on the expense side of it, your car takes a brutal beating. It's a lot of miles to be putting on a vehicle, and when you put a lot of miles on something like a vehicle, eventually there's going to be wear and tear and a need for maintenance, and that maintenance is costly. And so that's number 1. A lot of people quitting Uber driving because they don't make enough money. Number 2, we found too many drivers on the road. So talking about that influx, right, now that Uber's been around for a while and they've had a chance to become a household name, and they've done a good job of creating, sign-up guarantees to draw drivers in. But what that also means is it means there's a lot of drivers on the road, a lot of congestion, a lot of, there's a lot of demand for drivers, right? But you almost have an oversaturation of supply of drivers at this point. So one tip that I like to give my drivers out there is make sure, even if you don't use Uber and Lyft as a passenger a lot, definitely download the passenger apps, because, I mean, at some point, most people do need to use some sort of transportation service. But you can also get on there and you can look as if you were going to schedule a ride, and you can see how many drivers are in the area. So it's a good way as a driver to kind of see where there's a lot of drivers, maybe distance yourself a little bit, but you will also see that there's a saturation of drivers now. It's on the rise from where it started. Absolutely. Number 3, this is a big one, especially for me. There's really no support from the company. They like to have the image like they support their drivers, and they kind of do, right? I mean, they have to be there in emergency situations, but that's kind of to support the passenger as well, really. I mean, they have to do that. They have to have customer service to support when things don't work in the app, when pay stuff doesn't work. But just kind of look at how that system works. They don't have a number you can even call as a driver. It's all done through email. So it's not, I don't think it's great. I think it's pretty terrible customer service, quite frankly. I tried to email to get some information a couple of times that was out of the ordinary, and I just kind of slipped through the cracks. One time being when I was trying to sign up for Uber the first time, and I was having an issue with my driver's license getting cleared, and doing email correspondence, and 3 times, after 3 times I just gave up because I wasn't getting the problem resolved. Another time I was doing the math on my pay, and I saw that 48% of what the passengers were paying went to Uber. Actually, this was with Lyft. It went to Lyft. So I got 52%, they got 48%, and I wanted to answer some questions about that. Emailed them, did a follow-up email, never got a response. So anyway, not a lot of support from the company. And furthermore, let's talk about your vehicle, right? Say your vehicle, something goes wrong with it, major. You think Uber's going to come to your rescue and set you up with a brand new car or give you a huge discount on maintenance? No way, bro. That falls on your shoulders. So, and that just grinds my gears. It grinds my gears. It's upsetting to me because they're getting away with a big injustice in my mind. Great for them that they set up this app. It's really smart. They don't have to own vehicles. But they don't really support us in having our vehicles, so they don't have to pay for any of that maintenance stuff. Another way that they don't support us is how they showed us in their actions, Uber and Lyft really, how much money they put into fighting bills that would pay drivers more. Like in New York, where they went to a guaranteed hourly rate. Pros and cons aside of it, right? Whether or not it's good. And then in California, with the bill out there on whether or not drivers have to be contractors or employees, but they put in millions of dollars to fight those, which would ultimately pay drivers better. Now, if it's the best solution, that doesn't matter. That's not the point. The point is they put money into fighting, paying us more. And finally, how they don't support us is, and Uber just started back up with this. They've been allowed to. They put a lot of money into research for self-driving vehicles, so that ultimately their plan is to get rid of drivers altogether, because they kind of see us as a headache, and they could do better with just having self-driving vehicles. So that's a big reason. Number 4, it's not a fulfilling job to a lot of people. So we're seeing a lot of people quit because of that, especially drivers that drive full-time. Well, actually, I'll get to that in number 5. But yeah, it's not fulfilling, It's kind of an easy job, and it's kind of nice to be able to sit in your vehicle, air conditioning, listening to tunes, just driving around. I like driving, but what kind of overall fulfillment does that give to a person? I know for me, this speaks to me enormously, because I can't even keep a 9-to-5 job that pays really well with benefits, because I don't feel fulfilled from being in an enclosed space for that long and being inside and being told what to do and when to do it. It doesn't work for me. So fulfillment is like huge for me. It's my number 1 biggest thing with working. That's why I'm an actor. That's why I teach golf. I love those things. I'm passionate about it. Driving just helps pay the bills for me. And finally, number 5, and this speaks more to the people that drive full time. A lot of people are having medical issues. You know, if it's... There's several things. It's not good. It's been proven. It's not good to sit down at an office chair or driving for hours on end all day. It's not good for your body's structure. It's not good for your body's alignment, stuff like that. I know me just driving part-time and other drivers that I speak to, it's not just me. I'm not just a sissy, I promise. From driving and pushing the gas and brake, like my hip flexors get tight a lot. My IT bands or like quads and side of your legs, stuff like that. My knees start to ache. And driving also kind of promotes more of a sedentary lifestyle, which also promotes eating a lot of junk food and stuff like that while you're out driving, right? Unless you plan ahead, it's really easy to just go through the drive-thru and pick up some fast food and go and pick up some coffee or soda, stop at the gas station, get some snacks. So none of that stuff really plays into or promotes a healthy lifestyle. So there you go, you guys. Those are 5 reasons that we're starting to see Uber drivers stop driving. If you guys have any thoughts, feelings, insights on this, as always, we encourage you to jump down into the comment section below. Let us know where you're from, where you drive, and your thoughts and feedback. All right, that's what I got for you guys. I'm Jacob Letman. This is the Rideshare Hub. Thanks for watching. Until the next time, drive safe out there, everyone.